Kubernetes image scanning is a critical component to achieve Kubernetes security, but exactly what are you scanning and what tools and mechanisms should you use and what does the scan results look like? In this video, we are going to go through all of this along with demo. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Raj. I'm a senior solutions architect for container and serverless at AWS. I'm also a published best-selling author, public speaker, and I was a distinguished cloud architect at Verizon previous to AWS. All right, let's get started. So when it comes to Kubernetes cluster, specifically using Amazon EKS or Elastic Kubernetes Service, there are two big components. One is the control plane, which is managed by AWS, and then there is data plane, where you run Amazon EC2. Your container images are stored in Amazon Elastic Container Registry, and your application container images are saved in the registry. And when they are deployed to this data plane Amazon EC2 worker nodes, using some sort of Kubernetes manifest, a pod is spun up, and then your container starts running inside the pod. So when it comes to scanning the images, the very common knowledge is, all right, you are going to scan your application container saved in the repository. But there are another component to it. How about the AMIs or application machine images that is running with the worker node EC2s? You need to scan them as well. In the control plane also, there are a bunch of EC2s running, but that part is managed by AWS, so you do not need to scan anything. AWS takes care of that. Now, when it comes to scanning the worker nodes, there are two components to it. One is scanning the actual operating system that's being used in this AMI. The other part is scanning the configurations, such as the node security configurations for the EC2, Kubernetes policies, like how open are the RBAC policies, etc. So we could say that this scan should cover both the configuration and operating system. Now let's talk about some of the tools. So for the ECR or Elastic Container Registry, the easiest way to do this is to use the ECR Scan that comes with AWS. There are two different flavors to it, the basic and enhanced. We're going to go through it in detail. And for this worker node scanning, there are a bunch of tools. So you can use Amazon Inspector. Alternatively, you can use Aquasa kubebench, virtual machine scanning, sysdig, Twistlock, or currently Prisma Cloud, etc. So one of the misconceptions today about kubebench is if you run CIS kubebench, then it covers everything, which is not true. Kubebench, the open source tool, only covers the configuration part. For the operating system, you need to purchase. So let's zoom in on the ECR scan. So this scan is provided by ECR. There are two flavors of it. The basic scanning is provided for free. You don't pay anything. And this scanning utilizes Claire scanning. So Claire is an open source scanning tool. But one thing to keep in mind is this only scans the operating system packages. This free scanning does not scan programming packages. You can scan this on push for any container image to this repository, or you can scan once per day. So this might not be sufficient for your organization. So you can utilize enhanced scanning. This scanning, you do pay a little bit. This utilizes Amazon Inspector, and the big feature here is it scans both the operating system packages as well as programming language packages. You can scan on push or daily like you are doing with the basic scanning, but then you can also scan on any new vulnerability release. CVE stands for Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures. It is a list of publicly disclosed security flaws and new security issues. So anytime a new security issue is determined, these get pushed to this CVE. So as soon as a new vulnerability is released, this enhanced scanning will automatically scan all your container packages on ECR and give you the report. Also, the reports are more detailed with security scores compared to the basic scanning. And since Amazon Inspector is a native AWS service, the enhanced scanning has better integration with other AWS services. For example, if a vulnerability is found, you can send it to Amazon Event Bridge, And from Event Bridge, you can use Lambda to notify other people or take some action, etc. Now let's talk about the worker node scan. So it's provided by Amazon Inspector, Aquasec, Prisma Cloud, Sysdig, etc. Like I mentioned before, Aquasec kubebench open source covers security configuration of the nodes. It does not cover the operating system scans. For that, you need to purchase licensed version. And in general, the CIS benchmark does not cover operating system. There is a separate benchmark for the Linux operating system. For the worker node AMIs, it is highly recommended to use AWS EKS optimized AMI. So this AMI AWS publishes, so they remove any operating system vulnerability. But AWS is committed to publish these AMIs, but there is no time commitment. So if a vulnerability comes out and you immediately need to create a EKS optimized AMI, in that case, you might decide to create your own AMI. But there is little overhead on that. So you have to take a EC2 AMI. You always start with the basic EC2 AMI. You harden it, so basically remove unnecessary packages. Then you need to convert that EC2 AMI to EKS worker node usable AMI. So you cannot really use a vanilla EC2 AMI in EKS. And then on that EKS usable AMI, you need to run scan, and then you need to remediate findings. The other option is you can buy a EC2 AMI provided by CIS. So this is a hardened EC2 AMI. So you don't need to harden the EC2 AMI yourself, and then you can run some HashiCorp Packer, Ansible scripts to make it usable for EKS. And a control plane EC2 AMI is managed by AWS, so you don't need to do anything for that. All right, so now let's see the ECR scan as well as the CIS kubebench scan in action. All right, let's do the ECR scanning demo first, and then we'll do the AMI Aquasec kubebench demo. All right, to go to ECR, just type in ECR and then go to Elastic Container Registry. And then under private registry, if you scroll down, you will see the scanning configuration. You can edit this. So you can see the basic scanning allows manual scans and scan and push. This is a free service. And the enhanced scanning, Amazon Inspector, and then continuously scan all repositories. Basically, anytime there is a vulnerability, Inspector is going to come and scan. And then you click Save. And that's about it. And then if you go to your repository, you could see the scan frequency as continuous. And then you can go to Amazon Inspector, and then all the findings will come here. And if your image does have some vulnerabilities, they will look like this. So pretty straightforward. Now let's do the open source Aquasec kubebench vulnerability scan. So for this demo, I spun up this EKS cluster using EKSCTL. So I'm just using this file called cluster.yaml. And then I'm using the version 1.19, so hopefully it has some vulnerability or at least some warnings. I'm using a managed node group with 2 nodes with t3.small. By default, it is going to take EKS optimized AMI if you don't specify the AMI field. Alternatively, you can specify a custom AMI field in this EKSCTL file, and you can specify your own AMI. All right, and then I simply ran EKSCTL create cluster-f, and then name of this file cluster.yml. So the cluster is up and running with 2 worker nodes. For this demo, I'm using Aquasec kubebench, which is the open source version. There is a paid version as well. So if you go to this GitHub page, I'm going to give the link in the description as well. Scroll down. So what you need to do is deploy this kubebench. So basically there is a job.yaml file. If I open this in the new tab, so this is basically a kind job. So what I did was I clicked raw, and then I copied this whole file, and then I went to my Visual Studio Code, opened up another YAML file in the same folder, and then I pasted the whole thing here. No changes needed. So if I go back to my terminal, kubectl will work. So if I want to test it out, kubectl get pods. Should not be anything in the default namespace. All right, so we have this job.yaml in the same folder. So let's apply this file. So if I go back to the GitHub page, copy this, and let's run this command. Okay, so the job is created. So this is going to create some pods. If I run kubectl, you'll get pods. You could see kubebench, kt, dqs. So container is creating. So then it's gonna go and scan the AMI. Let's run this again. All right, the status is completed. So now let's check the logs. So we check the logs using kubectl logs and then name of the pod. So I'm just going to go back here and type in kubectl logs and then name of the pod. So copy this and then paste it here. All right, so this is the result. So summary managed services, nothing failed. There are some warnings. So if I scroll up, let me scroll up from the beginning of the report. If we see the scan results, so there are multiple sections such as node security, policies, managed services, etc. So this section 3 is the worker node security configuration. So you could see there is no vulnerability here. It's only information or warning. So this gives some of the errors, like ensure that kubelet kubeconfig file ownership is set to root. And it also gives the remediation pointer. So let's say for 3.2.9. So basically this says ensure that the event record QPS argument, etc. So it gives you what to do to remediate this. Similarly, it talks about policies. So this is about RBAC, Kubernetes RBAC and service accounts. If you have done something like given too much permission to one service account, etc. So it says, hey, minimize this, that. And then similarly, it gives the remediation policies. And then if you scroll down, the last one is the managed services. So basically, this means like the other AWS services that is used with EKS, such as IAM, KMS, etc. So it gives some information warning and the remediation. Again, this open source tool does not scan the actual operating system for the AMI. This is just the cluster node configuration. Scanning the container images and the EKS worker node AMIs is just one of the things to keep your Kubernetes cluster and your application secure. Beyond this, there are a whole bunch of best practices that you should follow. So I have created a separate video going over best practices, which is equally important for your interviews as well as running real-world applications in Kubernetes. So please check it out. Also, if you like this video, please click that like button, click subscribe, ask me any questions in the comment section. Let me know what kind of other Kubernetes videos you want me to make. Also, each of your like really helps this video reach a new audience who in turn check out my channel and helps this channel grow, motivates me to do more videos for you guys and girls. Check out my best-selling and highest-rated Udemy courses if interested. They are on sale this week. I'll give the link in the description. All right, folks, that's it for this one. I'll see you guys and girls in the next video. Bye.